My name is Nicholas, and I live in San Francisco, and I kitesurf and sail here. I recently got there, and we are training to go to Hawaii in the PAC CUP. And so my job right now is mostly to prepare myself and the crew and the boat to get there.
We're all very Silicon Valley overachievers in our own fields, engineers or salesmen or like startups life, and we used to see a problem and then solve it very rationally and saying that we're going to brainstorm about this, like what should we do better, and this time it was very much more about how did that make you feel, which is very different. I'm Hannah, I'm an engineer here in the Bay Area. I build robots. I think in general I'm I'm much more used to performance and individual sports, and like sailing for me is a very interesting experience because you cannot get anywhere by yourself. You need everybody on board to be on board. So that's a new environment for me, and that's interesting to see that you need to all work together at all time in all situations. And for that, there has definitely been some challenges, for me at least.
We were in that state of mind thinking about like what being on boat means to us, and like basically super easily like just express what comes to your mind with like 3 colors, and like 5 people like put like 3 different colors about like the same expression, the same experience that we all have, right? And like directly without like having to draw anything, but just by just painting some colors on a paper, you're able to see, oh, okay, you feel like at that moment you're a bit more cold. You feel like you're more in the cockpit, so you're a bit warmer. And like really understanding directly like the different state of mind in which people are on the boat was like super telling. I'm Thibaut, I'm a software engineer. I work at YouTube in the Bay Area. What I really felt during that workshop was that Marine was giving us a new language to communicate together, and that we were directly able to use that language. And so because it was a new language, there were really few there were very few ideas that we had about like what was right, what was wrong. We were just explaining what we were feeling with like very basic shapes, very basic colors. Like it was nothing about like you have to be perfect and like that drawing has to be amazing and etc. It was just like express what you feel, and like people are, and then that's basically something that you're going to use as the basis for a communication that you're going to have during that workshop.
I feel that despite knowing each other already very well as friends, I feel like we did come to, you've said it before also, a deeper level of understanding and mutual appreciation for each other's feelings.
So my name is Remy. I'm 32 years old, live in the Bay Area. I work in tech as a product manager. But having gone through the exercise of unveiling our emotions in a very open and vulnerable way, for me made it very, very rich in terms of understanding each other better as colleagues on that journey.
When you give feedback to someone, especially if it's technical, it's very difficult, even with a friend, and especially with a friend because you don't want to hurt their feeling, to get outside of the, like, this is what you should do, and then taking it personally. But when someone is really using colors and drawings and pictures to show you their mental state, you don't take that feedback as a criticism of what you've done. You take it as, wow, this is really what's going on for them, and that's my role as a teammate to help them feel what they want to feel. And you're not also in a place of telling them or deciding what they should feel. And Marine was really good in making us understand that we also have different expectations. And so that was really cool.
So my name is Clara. I work in the Bay Area at a biotech company. Outside of work, I sail with my team on there.
We use some words and some shapes and that you can reuse. So Remy felt like I was sometimes in a bubble where I could not hear anything. And now we have this common tool that we can use the bubble or the wall or it just gives different tools than just words and very technical debriefing. in general, I think Marion is doing a great job at making it in an environment completely free of judgments, regardless of performances and skills and need to improve. Like it really feels that you just can communicate and make yourself heard without having specific actionables or work to do to get somewhere, which is in a way pretty relaxing, where I don't think we're used to it here.
Usually I focused on performance and how we can get the most out of the boat and perform as best as we can. And the workshop was an opportunity for me to learn about how we can communicate the same thing without hurting feelings or reinforcing the enjoyable parts of sailing.